How's it going, you sexy beasts? It's been a while since I made one of these upcoming content videos, mainly since the performance update had everything else on hold. Now it's time to start them right back up and stronger than ever. This particular video might be a bit longer than others in comparison, since I've got quite a few topics to discuss. So first things first, everything that I'll be showcasing and talking about in this video are all subject to change, since these are aspects of the game that are in the works on the test server and may or may not even see the light of day on the live client. As for the test server, I'll be posting a link to my previous video that shows how to get onto the test server if you wish to check out any information shown here. For this particular video though, we'll be discussing the new potential amp station layout, the change to the Nanoweave armor suit slot certification, a much needed nerf to Harassers, potential cosmetic additions to all vehicles, and the increased field of view for vehicles. So go ahead and sit back, relax, and let's jump into some upcoming changes. Alrighty, so first off, and probably the most exciting change, is the amp station layout revamp. We got a big biolab overhaul last patch that made better use of the interior infrastructure to help alleviate some bottlenecking of infantry combat, and hopefully the amp station change will address that as well. In order to take over a current amp station, the attackers need to neutralize 2 vehicle generators in order to get ground vehicles inside the walls, and then they need to overload and destroy the vertical and horizontal line represented infantry shield generators to even reach the capture point. Consider that all 4 of these generators are spread across the entire facility, and you've got yourself a very frantic, disorganized fight for both offense and defense that feels more like whack-a-mole than anything else. With the new amp station layout, the outer facility remains roughly the same, but it's the complete interior overhaul that is so interesting. Much akin to how biolabs are set up in regards to capture points, the new amp station contains 3 capture points as well to offer an extremely varied battle presence between offense and defense. All 3 of these capture points offer a spawn room when taken over, meaning attackers can secure their own forward spawn while they hold one of the capture points without having to rely on a deployed sunderer. This also means that once the capture point is lost, the spawn is no longer available, so holding them are key in both keeping up a fight and securing the entire amp station facility. Gone away are the old spawn control units, and instead, the defender's main spawn room is now the old SEU generator spawn room. Within this new spawn location, there are 2 exits that defenders can take in order to keep up the pressure. The tunnels that lead to both capture points Bravo and Charlie, or out through the standard vehicle bay. The 4 shield generators have been streamlined down to a single outer vehicle shield generator. Since the capture point of the amp station is now spread across 3, the use of infantry shield generators are pretty much nullified. The 3rd and final capture point though is out on another courtyard, and this is the tiebreaker control point, which seems to be very oddly placed. In my opinion, in order for attackers to take over the amp station in the most cautious way possible, they would just hold objective Bravo and Charlie in order to secure those spawn rooms for themselves. As for the rest of the amp station's layout, there's a lot more walls set up to help section off infantry combat from vehicles, and there are plenty of blast shields strewn across the outer tower walls. Overall, I really like this new layout of amp stations. Though I've yet to try this in an actual firefight, it seems to be less vehicle spam oriented and much more guided toward objectives instead of the old whack-a-mole system with generators. Currently, this change is only for Freyr amp station on Esamir, and I would assume this will be applied to other amp stations once this new layout gets enough praise. Next on our list is the change to Nanoweave armor. Nanoweave armor, ever since its implementation back in the beta, has been a concern for many in regards to its strength in nearly every situation. Where it truly shines though is its preventative measures against bolt-action sniper rifle headshots once the Nanoweave armor is fully maxed out. When Nanoweave is maxed, the user's effective health is a total of 1,250. The highest amount of headshot damage potential for bolt-action sniper rifles is 1,200 damage from the long shot, Rams 50, or the Parallax. Meaning, if you get an accurate headshot on an enemy with max Nanoweave armor, they would still be alive and able to take cover. The new Nanoweave armor is designed to be less situational since it no longer gives a flat health boost, but is also designed to not be effective by headshots at all. So, even if someone has Nanoweave armor maxed out, a headshot from any bolt-action sniper rifle will still kill them outright. The way that Nanoweave has been changed though is rather interesting. Since the flat health boost is gone, we're now given a percentage damage resistance against small arms ballistics. This starts off at 7.5% damage resistance against small arms and maxes out at 20% resistance at certification level 5. Though the new Nanoweave gives us a percentage decrease in damage taken, the bullet to kill increase remains exactly the same. With 1,250 effective health of the old Nanoweave, it would require 8.741 bullets to kill a target with a 143 damage weapon, which is of course rounded up to 9 bullets to kill. Now with the 20% reduced damage and a standard effective health of 1,000, that 143 damage weapon will now deal 114.4 damage per shot and will require 8.741 shots to kill, which we round up to 9. So essentially, the entire change of Nanoweave armor means that the new Nanoweave will no longer help protect against explosives and headshots, since the health modifier is no longer present, and bolt-action sniper rifles will still one-hit kill any opponent if hit in the head. Keep in mind that once this change does go live, anyone who has certified any points in a Nanoweave armor will have all of their spent certifications refunded if they wish to not use the new Nanoweave. Since we've been on the topic of sniper rifles and headshots, there's going to be a balance pass in regards to bolt-action sniper rifles in the future. Nothing is concrete yet, and after doing some research on the topic, I figured it best to leave out until a later date once more information has been showcased. Harassers are getting hit pretty hard here soon as well. In its current state, Harassers are the vehicle for any situation. As a Terran, the Vulcan is just good at any range, so is the Sauron HRB for the Bonner Sovereignty. Sadly, the NC get the short end of the stick, since they have to choose between anti-infantry Fury or anti-armor with the halberd. But the aforementioned Sauron and Vulcan are going to be tuned just a bit. These weapons are far too good in any situation and are going to be changed in ways that affect their designed range. The Vulcan will have slightly less accuracy at range, and both the Sauron and the Vulcan will have a damage drop-off that starts much sooner. This damage drop-off range isn't going to be extremely drastic, but should just be just enough so harassers can't sit on hillsides and snipe out enemy armor or infantry with ease. Additionally, the survivability of the Harasser is getting an extreme tuning pass. Composite armor will no longer reduce damage taken from C4 charges or small arms fire, and will also have its resistance against tank shells lowered. Engineers repairing in the rumble seat is also being reduced, but not removed, sadly enough. Repair speed while outside of the vehicle is still going to remain the same. Turbo recharge speed is also being reduced to help reduce the surge aspect of the Harasser's speed. With the past performance update, I'm sure many of us know, we had a very traumatic experience with camouflage coverage on our favorite vehicles such as the Mag Rider and the Scythe. Apparently these coloration changes were implemented to pave the way for future performance updates where 2 camouflage slots will be possible, meaning we'll have the ability to mix and match whichever types of camouflage we already own to have a more unique feel to our vehicles. As infantry, we have weapon and soldier camouflage that we can change in and out in order to get a unique coloration style. We're rather lacking in that department for vehicles, so this is a pretty interesting addition. I don't have much more to say about it other than this picture that Tremel Isaac tweeted to showcase his badass swag rider. I can't wait to see what kind of awesomeness this dual camouflage setup will bring, and this will act just like a new camouflage cosmetic slot, but will not offer any new camouflage patterns. Meaning if you purchase a new camo pattern in the depot, it will be usable in both camouflage slots on your vehicle. So if you want a standard all one color camo setup on your vehicle, you'll still be able to do so. But now you have the option to roll with the two-tone. Last large notable change to mention is the immense increase in the vehicle field of view across all vehicles. With the field of view further expanded, it may seem like your character is sitting further back in the cockpit, but the increased area that you can see will easily help out with dogfights and just maneuvering in general. It may take some getting used to, but for those who don't use vehicles quite often, but I think it's a change for the better for those of us who don't manually expand our field of view. So there you have it, you sexy beasts. Some upcoming changes and balance tweaks to our beloved Planetside 2. What are you most excited to see? Nanoweave revamped, expanded field of view, or maybe the cosmetic deliciousness on vehicles? Let me know in the comment section below. Personally, I can't wait to see the Harasser change get emplaced and their strength toned down just a little bit. That might also be due to the fact that I played the new conglomerate and the other two factions have better everythings. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a big ass thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs it down and let me know what I can improve on. Want to see more videos like this? Then go ahead and subscribe.